Hello. All right, so today we're going to talk about inequalities. This is fourth block algebra. Welcome. Make sure everybody is quiet. Thank you. Okay, so for inequalities, just so you know, it's only going to be inequalities with one variable. So we're not going to have like x and y in the same sentence, right? Which is good. So the essential question for today is, how do I graph and solve an inequality that has one variable? So first, let's start out with what an inequality is. An inequality is a mathematical sentence that states that two expressions are not equal. Okay, so for example, 5 is less than 6. 10 is less than 11. Or we could say 12 is greater than or equal to 10. Or 12 is actually equal to 12, so we could say 12 is greater than or equal to 12. And that'd be true as well. And just remember that any negative is always smaller than a positive. Okay? Any positive is greater than a negative. Okay? All right. So when you're graphing these things, right, which is in your packet, the first page, and the second page. Quiet, son. Stop getting into my video. Shh. All right, graphing inequalities, you have to use a number line. So if you remember from Math 7, when you're graphing something on a number line, it just looks like this. It's like a number line. And then you have to decide, okay, what am I going to do? It says, let's say you have something that says x is less than 5. Well, then your number line has to have the number 5. Then it should have 6, right? And it should have 4 on it so that we know what we're talking about here. And then you, okay, would have to put a number line that goes to the left, okay, to the left from 5. And then you have to ask yourself, is it open or closed? Well, it's a closed circle if the number is included. This, though, does not include the number 5 because this is less than 5. Okay? So then we have to go ahead and draw an open circle. We can't just do a closed circle. So you actually have to do an open circle. All right? Closed for the numbers included. Open for it's not included. And whenever you have less than or greater than, it's not included. It's only included, guys, if you have these symbols right here, if you remember these. Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. Okay. Or you could also have greater than. Okay, greater than or equal to. And those are the 4 symbols. Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. All right, these are your 4 symbols. It's the same thing as equations. Now we have these symbols instead of an equal sign. For this one, you would graph all of these. Okay, so the same idea. You would make a little number line. Okay, and it doesn't have to be that pretty. Okay, just put your 6 here. And then the next number, that would be 7, right? I only require you guys to do 3 numbers. I mean, it makes sense. If it's 3 numbers, it makes sense. So here we have A. It's open because there's no line underneath that, so it's open circle, and it's to the left. Okay. So that's just a quick review of what you guys had to know from Math 7. Here you'd have to write the equation from it. So this would just be x is less than or equal to -4 because it's a closed circle. Let's look at this one. It's open circle. This would be x is greater than, strictly greater than 4 because it's the arrow's going this way, so it's this way. This is greater than, and this open circle, so there's no line underneath the greater than symbol. That's just a review. So let's talk about how you solve. Well, you solve just like a regular equation. Okay. Remember though, when multiplying or dividing by a negative number, you reverse the sign, and I'll show you what that means. So if we're doing this one, right, there's no reversing on this one. I'll show you why. This one, you actually just have to subtract 2 from both sides. And I'll show you why. We want to get this a by itself, right? So you just do the train tracks. Right? Nothing special today. Everything is just the same as what we learned before. Okay, and you guys have a quiz on Wednesday. All right, so we subtract the 2 to get rid of this 2 on this side. So we subtract the 2, and we're left with a. So we're left with a. We have our less than sign. It stays the same, and then -7. Okay, now let's do one that would actually change the symbol. Well, here g divided by -5 is greater than or equal to -1. Well, to get rid of division, remember, we have to multiply both sides by the same thing. So we multiply by -5 on both sides. Here they actually cancel, and we just get g. We still end up with a greater than or equal to, but we have to switch the signs, because what did we do? Did we multiply by -1? No, we multiplied by -5, and it's the negative part of that multiplication that makes us, we have to change the sign to less than or equal to, not this one, but we switch the direction. And then what's a negative times a negative? Good. I'm just kidding. I don't know what you guys said. G is less than or equal to 5. So that'd be our answer. Okay, so it's the same thing as equations. All right. You're going to work together in your groups to work through these problems. But you also need to know that we have word problems to worry about, and we're going to worry about those on Monday. Now, a lot of today just needs to be you practicing solving these hard equations, right? And these hard equations need to be solved. Now, that's going to be in your, on a flip chart right here, okay, that explains all the answers. And that's important that you know that. All the answers are right there. All right. Anyhow, good luck.